What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back at you with another video, and today, thanks to Camel Wolf's suggestion, I am doing a tier maker NFL quarterbacks rankings list. So, obviously I've been asking for ideas on what you guys want to see, and Camel Wolf suggested this. He's kind of saved my ass multiple times. I will be doing a records prediction video with the Patriots having Cam Newton, so that's going to be very fun. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how it completely shifts the entire NFL. And because I honestly think Cam Newton's looking better and better. He's looking a lot better physically. So keep your eyes out for that. But I found this list. It looks pretty solid. It looks pretty professional. I think there's either 48 or 50 52 different guys here. So it's including backups. So this is Chad Henne, for example. Not Patrick Mahomes, who's down here. So we'll have some backups in here. Not the most fun thing in the world, but let's kick it off, man. Starting off with a bang, Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to first just throw these guys into their categories, and then we can adjust it later. So this is just first impression. Aaron Rodgers is an elite quarterback because he has the ability to activate a top 5 quarterback in him. For me, elite is like top 7. And then borderline elite is like 8 to 12. So, and then obviously star is like middle of the pack, star potential, sliding down, average. It's like, and then you know the drill. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, he's probably going to be the last of the elite, or I might even slide him down to borderline elite as time goes on. Andy Dalton, I think that he is an average starter, to be honest. I think that he's gotten a horrible rap. He's brought in the Bengals to the playoffs multiple times. His team has dealt with so many injuries and then poor management, poor coaching. I really think he's had a really bad rap. So I'm giving Andy the benefit of the doubt. I think that this is on his own, on their own singular talent, not how they produce on their teams. Singular talent. Because this is going to be controversial since I made the claim that Baker should be a top 5 quarterback this year. I think Baker's a star. I really don't think he's borderline elite. He has the ability to become that. But surrounding cast is why I was thinking he would take that big step. Right now, I think he's a star. I really think that he's getting a huge bad rap just because of a horrible coaching situation. The guy's been through 4 head coaches in 2 years, pretty much. It's just like, come on, guys. You gotta understand that. And then bad GMing as well from Dorsey. Lots of stuff like that. But I think that all this might change as time goes on. This is just initial impressions. So going with Big Ben. I'm going to stick him in borderline elite. Big Ben has that potential. He's like, his floor is lower than Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers is pretty safe. But Ben's peak is closing in on Aaron Rodgers territory. When Ben lights it up, he lights it up. I still remember multiple games where he had like 500 yards and more touchdowns than incompletions. It's just, he can light it up, but he also has that volatility. So Big Ben's an absolute beast when he's healthy. Again, this is assuming full healthiness. Just another precursor. Because guys like Cam Newton, I'm not going to put him as like a backup because he gets injured. I'm judging them on their talent alone, because injuries can happen to anybody regardless of how good you are. You know, Cam Newton can have 0 injuries. Carson Wentz can have 0 injuries. And then all of a sudden Patrick Mahomes could have an injury every single year for the rest of his life. So judging them off of injury proneness, that's not what I'm here for. Brian Hoyer, he's a backup to me. I saw him in Chicago. He did pretty damn well there. He was a serviceable backup, but as time went on, he's just become a backup. He's far from a bust. I'm not really going to put too many guys here in the bust category, because I think a lot of these guys are solid backups. I don't really think that they're complete garbage. So, yeah, I don't really get that vibe from Hoyer. He could even be up in the serviceable category, but I really don't think he has that ability to lead a team anymore. Cam Newton, I think he has star potential right now. I'm not saying throughout his career. I'm saying right now. He has the ability to take a step up and be a top 15 quarterback in the NFL. But especially with how healthy he looks very strong, very agile. I think that his body's in the best shape it's been since coming out of college, pretty much. So I think that he's going to be as healthy as can be. Again, that's not a factor in this. He does not have the best throwing mechanics, and he has great running. Question is, will he run? That's why he's here and not here. So we all know what Cam can do when he's not afraid, but he's been away from the game for a little bit, so we got to see how he is. Next, Carson Wentz. Don't get too pissy with me, but I'm going to put him borderline elite. I know a lot of people want to put him elite. I mean, this is very sketchy because I might put him back into star. Carson Wentz he's interesting because he does a lot with a little, but he doesn't do much with a lot. So I think he's more of a guy who you can point out, oh, he does this better than most people. His eye test doesn't really prove that to me. He has some insane plays, and he has this ability to be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. He has that talent. Injuries have been the thing that's been keeping him back, but I don't like his accuracy that much either. That's why I'm not putting him up here. I can guarantee you a lot of people would want to put him up here, but I think that he's a worse version of Big Ben on his own. He has the scrambling ability. That's what makes him up into here as well. So next, Case Keenum. Case Keenum he's serviceable. You saw what he did. He can step in and lead a team in the playoffs and do a very good job at it if he's needed. But that's not consistent. And to me, that's a serviceable backup. This is bottom tier of the NFL. Here's kind of mid to bottom. Here's mid upper top. And this is obviously the shit. But yeah, Keenum has that ability. He's shown it before. I don't think that we should judge him any more poorly. So Chad Henne's been such a solid backup. He's been very consistent. Somebody you can bring in and then just throw around. Definitely not somebody who's going to be a huge liability to your team. Definitely not starter worthy. Definitely not Case Keenum levels, but definitely someone who is very solid. This is starting to become a much higher level of quarterback in the NFL. There used to be guys where there's a huge need at quarterback, and now there really isn't. So cheers to NFL and colleges and stuff for developing solid quarterbacks. The next is Dak Prescott, and I'm going to put him into star potential. I do not believe that he is a star. That's just my honest opinion. I think he's extremely overloaded when it comes to, overlooked when it comes to how the offensive line allows him to do a lot of shit. And he has one of the best running backs in the NFL, one of the best wide receiver cores in the NFL, and the best line. He is not the most essential piece of that offense. And this debate between Dak and Wentz is an actual thing. And sorry, Cam Wolf, because I know you're a Cowboys fan, but it's not a debate. It really isn't. Carson is exponentially better than Dak is. Dak has better scrambling ability, but I don't see that killer mentality, that it factor. And then Dak as well, his attitude has just become shit. He was a great leader when he first came in, but now he's just bitching about his money. Dude, how about you win some fucking games and win some playoff games and then win a Super Bowl? Then ask for your fucking money. Bitching about $32 million? Come on. That's so stupid. They offered him 34, 36 million? It's what a fucking greedy bastard. You know what I mean? You're not even helping out your team. Yeah, of course, Patrick Mahomes, greedy bastard, right? He took pretty much $50 million a year. But still, I don't like his attitude. I think he has the same type of arm talent as Cam Newton, maybe a little more accurate, a little less powerful, but worse running. But I think that his processor's better. In the end, this is actually going to continue being how these two are oriented in terms of one another. Danny Dimes, I think that he's up in the star potential area. Probably not as good as both of these guys because of his fumbling issue, but he has a lot of potential. He's done a very good job in the NFL, and he has the scrambling ability. He can put balls right where you need them to be, has a great arc, and he has a pretty damn good processor. So cheers to Danny Dimes. He's doing a very good job. New York, good job for not listening to the critics. David Blau, you're a bust. This guy's crap. I'm sorry, he's just absolute garbage. David Blau, I was just saying nice things about Hoyer and Henne being backups and saying the NFL has not had too many shit backups. You looked absolutely freaking abysmal with the Lions offense. I hated watching every single game. I stopped watching the Lions because of the fact I did not like David Blau. So, sorry, David, but you're a complete garbo. Derek Carr, I'm going to be putting him at the end of star potential. We're probably going to be loading up star potential quite a bit because Derek Carr has the ability to be a star, but he also has the ability to be average. So I'm going to stick him in the middle. Danny Dimes has the ability to be a borderline elite, but his fumbling issue makes him almost a backup in terms of that. So Danny Dimes is more volatile than Derek Carr, but yeah. Next, Desean Watson. I'm putting him at the top. I'm gonna put him in elite. I like Desean Watson a lot. I think that he is extremely talented, does a lot with a little. Quarterbacks that can do a lot with a shitty offensive line are the quarterbacks that I look at as the cream of the crop. Aaron Rodgers doesn't have the best offensive line. Not the worst, but still not the best. And he makes a lot of plays on his own. Desean Watson, same thing. I think that if he went to a better organization, a better system, he'd be able to win multiple rings. That's how good he is. I was like clamoring for the Bears to get him instead of god-awful Mitchell Trubisky. But still, yeah, I mean, Desean Watson is an absolute beast. I don't think anybody's going to argue. Drew Brees, he's going to be at the very end of this elite category. I think that he's dropped off quite a bit. But, I mean, he still has accuracy, still has some zip. He has Michael Thomas to bail him out, but that's, I like, what, you're going to just say because Devontae Adams is there that it's going to bail out Aaron Rodgers and he can't, like, do anything? No. I think that Drew Brees definitely has a shit ton of talent, still a great processor, but I think that he is probably at number 7 in the NFL at the moment, just because he's not that good outside of dome. It's unfortunate. Drew Locke. Honestly, Drew Locke is one of the hardest guys to do here, and I'm going to stick him at star potential because he has shown through the few games that he started that he could be right here. But I'm not willing to put like the money on the line right now and say that he's a star. We have to see some more consistency. But Drew Locke has a cannon arm. He has a solid processor, and so far he's done pretty damn well. So I think he has the potential to become a star, if not borderline elite. Good job to the Broncos for being able to literally get him in the second round. So hats off to y'all. The next pick, Dwayne Haskins. I'm going to put him right behind Case Keenum in the serviceable category. He has a lot of potential, but he has just not done shit. Really, it was embarrassing to watch him play. And seeing him personally at Mamba Sports Academy, I know his personality is garbage, and I know that his work ethic is not up to par, and he's kind of a selfish guy. So I'm definitely not on board for Dwayne Haskins. Next, Minshew Magic. I'm going to put him at the top of average right now. He didn't really win games. He's had some amazing moments, but they're kind of drowned out by the fact that he can't do anything with like a solid offensive line, Leonard Fournette, DJ Chark. I think that Minshew needs to continue developing before he gets into the star potential territory. He is too volatile for me to move him any further. I'm not a Minshew hater. I like Minshew, but I think that they're using him as an excuse to get Trevor. Next, Jacoby Brissette. I think that he is up here with this average category. He's not a backup. He would be a great backup. He's very calm with the ball. He's not going to make too many spiffy plays. And I think he's a very solid quarterback. Just more of a check down machine. I really don't think that there's too much to the table here. I think he's very solid overall. Very careful with the ball. And speaking of, I think it's like Jake Fromm. I think he's a better version of Jake Fromm. More accurate than Jake Fromm, more careful, and then he can make bigger plays, I believe, than Jake Fromm. Jake Fromm's a little bit too chilled out. So, Jake Fromm, I think that I honestly am a little bit surprised that he fell that far, but hey, why the fuck not, right? I think Jake Fromm is a solid player, and I think that he has a high floor, low ceiling, and that's what an average quarterback is. And then there's Minshew, who has high ceiling, super low floor. All right, so we have good old Jalen Hurts here, and you know what? I'm gonna put him at the end of average. I was gonna put him in serviceable, but I'm gonna put him in average. I think that if he stepped in, wouldn't be too ass. I think that he has a lot of potential. He has a lot of experience, and that's gonna be kind of key. And I think that he will work very well in this Peterson ran offense. So I think that he has the legs. Not very fast, honestly, for what people think he is. But He doesn't have that powerful of an arm, but he has the ability to put balls in places that are very pinpoint accurate, and I think that will be able to get him into average territory at the moment. I would not say that he's worse than Dwayne Haskins. I'll put it that way. Good old Jameis Winston. You're gonna go into serviceable right now, buddy, just because of the volatility. His volatility goes down to bust, and then it goes up to star. So for me, it's kind of like sticking here in the middle. And honestly, his high moments are much less than his low moments, especially when it comes to his overall performance. So I'm going to stick him here in serviceable. I think he has the ability, if he gets his head right, to be up here. That's how good I think he can be. And I think that's what everybody thought when he was coming out of Florida State. Jared Goff. Buddy, I am going to be putting you at the top of average. I've watched you play, and it's not your fault. It's the organization's fault. But you just look like a fish out of water if you're not in a perfect scheme. And that's just unfortunate. You don't really have the tools that it takes to be a franchise quarterback without an offensive line. You need your time, and if you have the time, you're great. But this NFL doesn't like allow you to have that much time, and we've seen that apart from the 1 year that you had an insane offensive line, and you had Todd Gurley doing insane MVP style things, you can't do shit. So, sorry, my friend. Hate to say that as a Los Angeles native. Jarrett Stidham. I'm going to be putting him here. I can see him being just about Jacoby Brissette level of average. Honestly, I don't think he's that crap. I've raved on him quite a few times, but he's definitely not Brian Hoyer territory. Like, I think that he's pretty solid for a backup quarterback. I don't know if he's very good for a starter. Jimmy G. I'm going to put him in star. I'm going to set him above Baker just because Baker's more volatile. He's much more calm with the ball, but he has the ability, apart from in the Super Bowl, in the fourth quarter, to hit those long passes. So I think Jimmy G he's getting too much hype in this borderline elite territory, but I would put him above Dakota Prescott any day. So cheers to Jimmy G. You are a star in this league. San Francisco did a very good job getting you. Joe motherfucking Burrow. I'm willing to put him up here into star potential because we've seen what he's done. I'm not going to put him any higher than the end of star just because we haven't seen anything yet, right? Realistically, I think that he could be up here in front of Dak, but we haven't seen anything. I'm going to keep him down here. Again, this list isn't perfectly organized. We'll see if I want to make any changes. Probably not. But yeah, Joe is. I don't need to explain what happened last year. You guys haven't seen it. You guys better see it because it's fun to watch. Jordan Love. I'm gonna put him. I'm gonna put him right about here. I think that he has insane potential, but at the same time, he has the ability to be bust territory. Here's the thing: Jordan Love has the ability to be borderline elite this year, but he also has bust territory all over him. So it's very interesting because he has a huge dichotomy. Same thing with Minshew. Minshew's had moments where he's like star to borderline elite, and then sometimes where he's back up to bust. So I think that Jordan Love has that type of range that Aaron Rodgers is going to need to help him out with. Next, Josh Allen. Josh Allen I'm going to put here into this category with star potential because I think Josh Allen gets too bad of a rap, but from people who love him, he gets too good of a rap. Like, there's too much of a chasm between the two. There's not really too many people in the middle. And Josh, he needs to continue developing as a passer, but I think that he will, and I think that's going to be the key. His processor hasn't really helped him out too much, and his long ball really isn't one of the best in the NFL. He has the potential for it, but he hasn't been playing to his strengths. So if you don't do that, then you have the potential to become a star, and that's what star potential says. Josh Rosen, I think at this moment he is a backup. I think he's almost in this bust territory. It's really sad, but he just hasn't shown those sparks. I mean, you got benched for Ryan Fitzpatrick, and he did something with the team, so which we'll talk about in a minute. Justin Herbert, you're getting thrown to the fucking bust category. I mean, for the value of pick that he was, I think he is Like, you don't do that. They just paid him $26.6 million today, fully guaranteed. It's like, are you kidding me? Ridiculous. He regressed at Oregon. Like, over these years, he's been regressing, and you just can't draft a regressing quarterback in college at number 6 overall. He has too much of a bust written over him. I mean, I'd love for him to be up here, but he's not. In my eyes, he's not. He's better than David Blau, though. I'll put it that way. Kirk Cousins, I'm going to put him up into the star category. Like, he's gotten a really bad rap as well because he chokes when the lights are on. But, I mean, we've seen him. He's done a pretty good job, you know. He has a great offensive scheme around him. Stefanski now with Baker. But I think that he's doing a pretty damn good job. After his team kind of snapped on him, he's gotten his head and ass wired together. So, cheers again to Kirk Cousins. He's been doing a very good job in very shitty situations. Okay. All right. Panthers guy. I'm literally blanking on his name. Kyle Allen. He's at the bottom of the bus tier. I mean, like, top of the bus, bottom of the backup tier for me. Because he had a game where he would be probably about here. But every other game, he just sucked. Like, you can't just suck out of nowhere. It's like, it's a disservice to us. Like, he gave us hope that he'd be good, but really just, like, he's now in Washington in, like, a 5 quarterback room. So, it's unfortunate, but whatever. I'm surprised Alex Smith isn't on this list, because there is hints that he could eventually come back. You never know. Kyler Murray. You're going in borderline elite top tier. I love him. He is very agile, great processor, great arm, defeats all these stereotypes, and he's just a great commander of the huddle. Great guy as well. So, perfect for that system, and it's been working beautifully. I think that this year they're going to the Super Bowl. I could honestly be putting him up there. Right now, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, give these guys the benefit of the doubt that he is not better than them at the moment. But I think he's a top 10 quarterback right now. Lamar Jackson. I'm putting you up here with these borderline elite guys, but I would probably put you behind Wentz. People are going to get mad about this, but, I mean, he's a runner. You take out his legs, he ain't shit. Honestly, yes, you can point to the fact that he was very efficient as a passer, had 2 perfect passer rating games. But when all you do is run and they stack the box, like, all you have to do is throw to your fucking tight end every now and then boom. And your best games were against the worst teams. So, Lamar, you choke in the playoffs. It's unfortunate, but, I mean, hey, I'm giving you some fucking huge props here. The guy who went to the Super Bowl is below you. But, yeah, you're quite overhyped at the moment. Next, Marcus Mariota. He is a serviceable backup. Kind of sad to see these two guys together. I'm going to put him behind Jameis, for the record, just because Mariota does some stupid shit, but he doesn't really have those high highs like Jameis does. 5,000 yards. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This video is going pretty long. Mason Rudolph, you're a bust, my friend. I'm actually going to put you below Justin Herbert. Hated watching him play since the moment he was on the field as a rookie in the preseason, which I'm pissed off that we don't have a preseason because draft's kind of my thing. Matt Ryan, you're up in the star territory, my guy. I'm going to put you right here. You've been, like, I used to say Matt Ryan's overrated, but now people just don't even talk about him. He's a great quarterback. He has a shitty offensive line that still does a fairly good job. His entire defense gets injured every year. So, give some respect to this guy. He deserves it. Matt Stafford, I'm going to be putting you at the top of stars, the bottom of star as well. Cannon arm still, great processor, just not really built for that system. Really, just not. Next pick, Mitchell to fucking Bisky. Yeah, dude, you're going in the bust category, homie. This is, I'm not saying Brian Hoyer would be better. Honestly, I'd probably put Brian Hoyer in over him. Honestly, we're not going to put him in bust. We're going to put him right here. I think I'd put him in above Kyle Allen. I'll put it that way. I'd rather have, I'm putting in my head, I'd rather have Rosen in than Trubisky, but not Kyle Allen. So, we're going to put Trubisky right here. Do I need to explain this? No, there's literally memes talking about, how to social distance. Think about how, where a wide receiver is and imagine where Trubisky will throw the ball, and that's how far it is. Nick Foles. I'm putting him all the way up here behind Dak and star potential. I think that he has the ability. We've seen him. He's been a serviceable backup, but he's had moments where he's borderline elite to elite. And I think he deserves a spot. He had a little. I would be putting him up here if it weren't for last year where he looked like he regressed a bit. And again, that could be the scheme. Now he's in Chicago. He'll be taking the Bears very far. Patrick Mahomes, he's going to bust. Just, yeah. No, of course. That's so fucking dumb. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes deserves to be number 1 overall. He was paid for that reason. Phillip Rivers, as a pure talent, I'm going to be sticking him in the star. I think he's going to have a huge bounce back year, and he's definitely still one of the top 12 quarterbacks in the NFL. I think it's huge disrespect to say that he's not. RG3, you are a backup, my friend. I would be putting you right here in front of Trubisky. Russ, you're the number 2 guy in the NFL. And you have baby Russ right here with Kyler Murray. Just got Jamal Adams. Huge trade. Well, if you guys want me to talk about that, let me know. You guys probably aren't even watching at this point, but who cares? Fitzmagic is definitely average, and I would put him above Jarrett Stidham, to be honest. Actually, I'm feeling comfortable right there. Has these huge games where he's a star, and sometimes where he's just a huge backup, if not bust. Tannehill, sorry guys, he's the top of average. He's looked like a backup to or bust most of his career, but this last year he was a star, and I have to average it out. I mean, his entire career say he sucked. He has one good year, and we can say he's a star? No, sorry guys, hate to break it to you. Sam Darnold, I'm gonna be putting him right there. I think that he's average. I don't really think there's much more to him. I think that's the right place for him. He's just too volatile for me. Taysom Hill, you're a bust, my guy. I'm sorry. I don't have any faith in you. I'd only rather not have David Blau. Teddy Bridgewater, you are literally just the worst version of Jacoby Brissette in my eyes. So, Tom, where you at, buddy? I'm gonna put you in this borderline elite category. I would still put you. I'd put you right behind Lamar Jackson. Great arm, but he's lacking versatility at this point, and that's unfortunate. Tua, I think is the best quarterback on the Dolphins. I think he has star potential, right next to Joe Burrow. There's no need to explain that. And Tyrod's serviceable. I think he's more careful than. I think he's just kind of like a worse version of Jalen Hurts at his top potential. Again, these guys are only here because of their potential, not because of anything else. So let me know what you guys think. This is obviously a controversial list. I would probably, honestly, I'm willing to swap that. And yeah, let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the far side. Peace.